Hey, welcome to the Monsters in the Morning on Real Radio 104.1. We have a special guest in today who's we've been in many times before. What's up, Corey? How you doing, man? Corey Holcomb is here. What's up, buddy? I'll set you up right over there. And he's going to be at the Improv all weekend long. Corey's been in here before. Look at you.
Corey.
Look at the slow roll in it.
Look at his slow rolling. It's early, though, man. How you doing,
Hello?
Corey?
Oh, man, I'm waking up.
You are waking up? Yeah. Hey, did you fly in last night, or have you been in?
I flew in last night, and I was on a plane with some girls who seemed like they were with it, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they seemed like they were with it. I got their contact, so I'm supposed to catch up with them later,
Yeah.
feed them some chicken.
There you go.
And take them to a room that I don't know about.
Hell yeah.
You never take them to your real hotel room.
Oh.
You just get one of them little inns somewhere, and then you act like you're going to the store.
Yeah.
And, I'll see him again one day in life.
Exactly. So you got an out plan, which is good.
Oh, yeah, man. I like that. Out plan.
You got to have an out plan.
I got to write that down. I didn't think to say that.
Yeah,
Out plan.
You got an out plan, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
How have things been going since we seen you last, man? What's been going on?
Man, you know what? I don't really have problems.
Sure you don't.
I hear everything's just.
I don't really complain about nothing, but I do like an internet show. And I had this guy, Ari Spears, on my show.
He's been in here before, and he always seemed a chip on his shoulder. Seems as if.
I knew I shouldn't have let him come on this show. I said it. I was like, I know this guy's a troublemaker.
Damn.
He's had a lot of problems with people, with press. Have you seen some of the interviews?
Yeah,
we had a situation with him in here. We had another guy on the show at the time, and he and the other guy got into it. And I was like, I always like everything to be nice and happy and good. And
Right.
and it was another guy on the show. He was a black guy who was on the show for a while, and they got into it. And I thought, it was very uncomfortable. But what happened with you?
Ooh. Oh, man, he came in there, he had a little too much to drink. We'll just say drink just because that sounds better. But you know what I'm saying? He was doing too much, and he was really touchy-feely with the other guy who's on the show with me, and because, he was hot.
Oh, yeah.
And eventually it went bad before I knew it. I didn't think it would get physical.
Oh, it did.
Oh, it
But
got physical?
Oh, you got to see. There's video.
Oh, yeah.
Viral. This was a viral video thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't put the video out. I tried to hide the video or
You wanted to
whatever,
squash
but
it?
But
those TMZ people, they got lawyers
You
and they
can't
do
hide-
what they want to do.
You can't hide it on YouTube, brother.
Yeah,
You can't.
I tried to save face for him.
But, Corey, I like what you did. You had your boys back, the one who kind of went off. And I mean, you don't want to fight in the studio, but he was trying him. He was trying him out front. And then you said, look, man, don't try. This dude is not a radio guy to be doing this stuff to. This isn't like a corporate guy you're talking
So
to.
this guy Aries, he files a lawsuit and he acts like he was in there and he was an innocent angel. And I'm like,
Man.
do you know how many incidents you've had on the radio?
Yeah.
He hit this one guy, was a little guy.
Yeah.
You
I
what
didn't
I'm saying?
know that.
Yeah, he hit this guy's, I think it was Sacramento or something like that.
Was it
Corey.
out at the table where he was selling merchandise or something?
No. That happened.
That was here in Orlando.
All right, so this dude in Orlando got squared up on after his show at the merch table and got thrown to the ground.
Yeah.
He had the incident here in the station
With us.
before with us. He's come to town. There was another, he was doing, when the Improv used to be downtown, there was another brother there who looked like, the New York
that's
Yankee.
right.
He had the Yankee fitted hat and everything. Went up to the guy and said, you got to change before you go on stage. You have to change your Yankee fitted
because you look like me.
You
and-
resemble
and,
me.
And people think you're me.
These are true
You
stories,
either need to
Corey.
leave or change
That's
your clothes
crazy.
or take your hat off. And the guy was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "No, you look too much like me. You need to leave." And they got into it.
You would think this guy get tired of getting beat up.
True stories,
after
Corey.
a while, it's like you just don't want to work out anymore. You just don't want to get beat up anymore.
I
And
mean,
then
I
suing
know
you is
he's-
a bitch ass move too, isn't it?
Thank you. I mean, it's like, what does he think he's going to get?
Yeah.
Did he sue you or did he sue the other guy that he got into a fight with?
Well, he sued the other guy, and what he did, he tried to
named
find
you.
out different ways where I get money,
Right,
and
right,
went after that.
Oh, wow.
Like you
My
knew the guy
name
was.
isn't in the suit though, which
Right.
is
Good,
funny.
good.
I mean, but it doesn't matter. I'm like, what do you think you're going to get?
Last time. Okay,
It's like we could all watch
That's
the
crazy.
video. The video is out there. You see what happened.
So
Oh,
here's what
he's
happened.
playing Angel. He says, I could have stopped it. Like I knew the guy was gonna jump
That was
up
out of
and hit
nowhere,
him.
yeah.
And then when the guy started hitting him, I said, "Cool out, man. He's drunk." You know what I mean? Me myself, I would never fight on camera. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Well,
And
you
you,
know,
and you
like-
told the guy to stop coming at him. You're like, look, this guy doesn't
you did.
understand what you're doing. Are you trying to help him out?
It was bad, man.
That's
That guy-
funny.
but I blame it on myself because he just would keep calling me, begging me to come on, and I just was like, all right, man. You know what I mean?
So here's what happened. So when he came in here and he got into a fight with Soul Brother Kevin, who used to be here
Oh,
on
is
the
that
show.
who he got in a fight with?
Yeah, him and Soul Brother Kevin got into it, and it was like really uncomfortable.
You remember what it was about?
Yes, I know exactly what it was about. Ari Spears started making jokes about Puerto Rican women, and of course,
Because he was
SBK's
going through the divorce.
because he's going through the divorce. SBK's fiance at the time was Puerto Rican, and he didn't really. And he said something like, "Hey, don't go off on all Puerto Rican women. I got one." And then he said, "I don't care what you got," and they got into it,
Damn.
and it was really awkward. And so I thought, okay, that was weird. So the next time Ari Spears came in town, I'm like, I'm going to be extra nice. I want him to know that and it didn't help.
Well, also, didn't he make some kind of weird chicken joke to Kevin as well?
Yes,
Like
yeah,
he said something like
He
this.
said,
Corey.
"You know, like fried chicken
Yeah,
too," or something
he said
like that.
something like, and he goes, "Man, I love fried chicken." He goes, and then he said, "All of us brothers or something like to eat up a bunch." And then he slapped him as if to say, "Right." And then he goes, "No," and our guy said, "No, it ain't like that, man. I'm not." Like
Man,
he
you
wasn't
know
about
what?
the stereotype, you know.
You guys are telling me this stuff. I didn't even know this, but there's stuff on the internet, all stories just like this
Wow.
about this guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, anybody who knows him, he's a bad guy. But this is what makes it so funny to me. He's such a coward.
Yeah.
He's really a coward. He talks all this. I got a text message about the goons he supposed to send at me and all this. It's like, I'm like, really?
But you didn't
his
do
high
anything.
school?
You were just interviewing the guy, and you didn't do anything.
Man, when I picked him up off the ground, because we cut the cameras off before everything happened. Y'all didn't see it. Nobody saw the whole
It got
fight.
even more grimy.
Nobody saw the whole fight. He was such a coward. He just bailed and jumped to the ground. So I helped him up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, this was the mushiest guy I ever picked up in my life. No muscle mass at all.
Wow.
Oh,
I was like, man, am I helping my grandmother with a deep voice up?
Oh my God.
Hey, tell me-
He fronts. He's
Okay, now
Corey,
there's some people that think that maybe Corey Holcomb and Ari Spears created this little bit of drama, so it's like fake drama just to get some attention. True or false?
Nah, man, I'm a loner. I'm by myself most of the time. But
Yeah.
what happens when when you live in Los Angeles and you take these flights back to LA on Monday, you run into all kinds of people in the entertainment business. You know what I mean? Because everybody's heading home on Monday after they've done their gig wherever. So I kept running into this guy. And he just kept, Corey, yo, man, please, I want to go on the show. I'm like, I knew he was a bad guy, though. I knew it.
You
That's
knew he
why
was a pain in the ass.
I just was
you had to
like,
see it for yourself.
well, in my mind, I was thinking, well, what could he do? Because he's not going to talk crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Tell us about the dude that got at him.
Yeah.
Who was that guy, and what's he about?
Yeah.
The guy who got at him is really he's not the type of guy who's a troublemaker or whatever. Like Aries is trying to
Just
say.
a buddy of yours or whatever. I mean,
Well, he's the guy that that is on my radio show, and we've become close buddies. You know what I'm saying?
sure.
Yeah.
Because we work together, and Aries just was very disrespectful the whole show. He called my female co-host the B word.
damn, really?
And I watched it. I let it go because I just wanted to see how far he was going to go. I was
Wow.
like, okay.
And by the way,
because
you know
after
what-
the show, I figured I'd talk to him. You know what I mean? And let him know, look, man,
That ain't cool.
all that you did, but
Just so you know, we're very friendly around here. If you want to call her a bitch, it's fine.
Yeah. Bitch all day.
but you know what? Let me tell you something about when guys call women bitches.
Yeah.
I hate when bitch type guys call women bitches.
Yeah,
you know
right?
what I'm saying?
I know, just
It's
like him. Like he just did that. That's a bitch type guy.
Oh, right in your face. Go punch him in his face.
You got it back. Damn it, man.
Now, Aries is really a coward, man, and I would say this if he was standing right here.
Oh, I
next
know
to
you
me.
would. You're a big fella. Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm just an average sized guy. You know what I'm saying? But some men just really they put up this fake front about who they are. Yo, I'm from New York, kid, and all that. And
Yeah, why they always yell the New York thing? I never got
It's
that.
a shield.
Corey Holcomb in studio with us. He'll be at the Improv all weekend long. And I wanted to know, man, how many guys when you see him on the street holler at you about your Twitter account?
Oh man, I get a lot of.
You got the best Twitter
I get a lot of praise for what I do on Twitter, but I really get under some people's skin.
Well, you're pretty forward.
I can't imagine why.
You're pretty forward, dude.
That's one of my favorite Twitter accounts is yours, Corey.
I'm not afraid to say this, man. I like the fact that people can get irritated by somebody that they don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And it's amazing, isn't it?
I'm like, wow, you really mad. You know what I mean? I've had people try to get my Twitter account canceled or whatever.
Shut down?
Really?
Yeah.
What's the thing you said on Twitter that got you the most hate or the most?
I was just
the
thinking to
most
myself,
reaction?
what could anybody do more than you do to get your own Twitter account shut down?
Mess with white people.
All right. Oh.
No, it was a joke where I said something about gay people.
Mm-hmm.
It was a joke, and what happened was they called I forgot the name of the people they called the gay police or whatever they call them. I don't know.
That's funny.
I forgot what they're glad.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a gay police group?
No, it's gay and lesbian something. Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yes, I know what you're
It's
talking
like
about.
a organization to
Okay.
represent them.
It's like PETA for gays.
Man, this guy from GLAD got in touch with me. That's good, Peter for
It's
gays.
just a little joke. Let's just chill.
Look at him.
Let's just chill out.
See, nobody wants to go there.
I'm no Holcomb.
But let me tell you the secret.
Yeah,
And I
Oh
credit
my
the guy
gosh.
from GLAD when he called me.
yeah.
He said, Corey, I think you're funny, but you have to watch what you say. You have to make it a joke. You can't say, oh, I hate this guy or whatever. If you say something, you have to turn it into a joke. So no matter what people come at you with, as long as it's a joke,
Yeah.
That's good advice.
yeah, it's like people can't act like you're some hater.
as long as
Because
there's
I
some
don't
hate
That's the
behind it,
guy
yeah.
from PETA or Glad telling you that.
This is the guy from GLAD telling me this, yeah. Because he said, I'm
That's
a
amazing.
fan, man, but you can't do
Okay,
woo. And I appreciate him for telling me that because it's like he taught me the game.
In the same regard, right? In the same
taught me
regard.
the gay joke game. You know?
Gay joke game,
Who
man.
knew there was one?
Now, in the same regard, Corey, with Bill Maher, I'm looking at your Twitter feed now. You have some things to say. Could you use that same kind of thought process with him saying the N-word?
Man, I wasn't. Look, let me tell you something. When Bill Maher does something like that, I'm not shocked because he's done it before.
Yeah.
Bill Maher is one of those guys who feel like he's
Cool with that?
He's cool with black people enough where he can say that.
Yeah.
And with some black people, they really get offended by that word.
Yeah.
But me, on the other hand, I think it's a bad word, but I don't trip off nothing.
Yeah.
I got too much to do. as long as you're not trying to bring drama to me,
I feel you.
man, I deal with people who are ignorant all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm talking about friends of mine
I know.
who cannot speak. They just, if they were on television or something, their intent might not be bad.
Yeah.
But they
They
just
don't
don't
look
know
good.
how to communicate. They don't have social skills and stuff.
I
They're not
totally
bad people.
get it. I totally get
but
it.
if you talk to him, you'll be like, "What's wrong with this guy?" I'll be like, he doesn't know how to communicate
Yeah.
outside of the hood where he is. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So I don't really put a lot on what people say.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I get to know you, or if I'm talking to you, you in my face.
Yeah.
What you say means something because I'm studying you, and
Gotcha.
I can't help that. I'm watching you the whole
Gotcha.
time, and I feel like I'm smart enough to know if somebody's a bad guy or
Real
if somebody's
or
a good
fake.
guy.
Yeah.
So you've had people come at you for the things you've said on Twitter and maybe some of your jokes and stuff. What do you think? And a lot of times I look at the news and I'm like, man, this is just created. This is just made up BS. Now Steve Harvey's in the news because he's talking on his show and he makes some joke about it's a guy who's from Flint, Michigan, and he says something like, "Enjoy your nice glass of brown water."
Yeah, he was dissing him because of the Cavs Golden State series.
And now people are like, "Oh my God, it's so horrible!
Oh my God,
Get
man.
rid of Steve Harvey." It's like
It's ridiculous.
Really, that's the silliest little joke.
I don't
And-
understand what the bad part was.
Okay,
The
because
water is,
in Flint, Michigan, they had a problem with the
Poison.
water. The water was
Right.
poison, and so just because this guy was from Flint, Michigan, he's like, "Oh, go enjoy your glass of brown water," and people are coming unglued, and now they're going back and finding every joke that Steve Harvey's ever said that was racist
And
or that
meanwhile,
was.
if that conversation happens in a barbershop, that's a great burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, if that conversation happens on the street, Steve Harvey got at him because the dude was trying to get at him.
And
but in this world that we are, where we try to break down or
Politically correct crap.
or just grab a snippet and not the whole conversation. If you listen to the whole phone call, it's
going back and
hysterical.
forth.
Yeah, they're going
It's
back.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, what's happening is everybody is aware that if the right people are mad at you, they can do things to interfere with your career
Yes.
or whatever you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always talk about that one guy who played for the Ravens, Ray Rice, who hit his girlfriend, and he went to court for it and everything, but they felt like the punishment wasn't bad enough, and so he gets punished again by losing his career.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's crazy, man. Listen, couples have fights. Guys, you shouldn't hit your girl, but I'm telling you, if people were honest, a lot of times people get into it, they hit their girl, and they might learn from that. Hey, I can't hit my girl. She's not a guy. She's fragile. So next time we argue, I got to learn something like hog tying or something like that. That's a little safer.
That's not good advice.
That's not good.
I'm looking straight at look, I know you're 20 feet from me and you seem like a great guy. That's awful advice.
Right.
You should not ever tell another human being what you just said.
Now I might be in trouble. Just like Steve Harvey from the Brown Water joke. You know what I'm saying?
But everyone seems to be a little bit more politically correct now or freaked out. We were talking just, I think, yesterday, and I used the word midget, and I got all these, oh, my God, you can't say midget. It's like, man, everyone's just so sensitive these days.
Who's the midget police?
Yeah.
It's a lot you have to keep up with just to accidentally maybe say the wrong thing.
I might be arrogant for saying this, but I feel like if I'm talking to somebody and I'm looking at them, I trust my judgment. I know good people. I know bad people.
Yeah.
Good people say things, they might put their foot in their mouth, but I think the way it's going now, people are taking it too far. The brown water joke is funny.
Come on,
if
man.
you
That's
ask
funny.
me.
I think that's ridiculous.
Steve Harvey didn't make the water bad.
And Steve Harvey is like
Their government did.
He's a lovable guy. He's not considered a comic that usually is edgy.
No, he hosts Family Feud, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, he's likable. I mean, I don't get why people are coming at him.
He's successful. That's why.
Yeah. Hey, I
Did
wonder-
Russ just said coming at him?
Yeah.
I don't get why people are. That's because you're Ancestry.com because you saw All Eyes on Me last night.
And
Congratulations!
you're half a percent
Oh,
black.
it was great.
It was really
and
good.
I'm not a normal hip hop guy or whatever. I went with him because he loves
I'm a
Tupac.
diehard.
And certainly you couldn't tell
And I
that.
wanted to see what he loved about Tupac. I love the movie.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And they showed everything.
Yeah,
I love Tupac too. He said a lot of stuff that in this day and time will get him in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
But if you know anything about him, I feel like he was a good person
I do.
for the
Yeah,
most part.
that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's what they portrayed for sure.
Sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
can you stick around for another segment?
Yeah.
All right, very good. All right, well, here with us today is Corey Holcomb, who's going to be out at the Improv all weekend long. Absolutely hilarious. Every time he's been in here, we hear afterwards that he killed in each show, so you're going to want to see him at the Improv this weekend. We'll come back, we'll talk to Corey Holcomb a little bit more, and then we'll do our badass sports stories after that, so get them ready. You're listening to the Monsters of the Morning.
I love. I have never seen rights from magazines. I won't breathe until you be holding my hand.
Lots of people. Broadcasting from the Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC Orlando studios. We are professional grade, and you are listening to Real Radio 104.1 WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available anywhere you go with the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, welcome back to the Monsters of the Morning on Real Radio 104.1. Remember, next week it's a takeover. We're taking over the Rosen Plaza on International Drive. Special guests are going to be, we got comedian Bert Kreischer will be with us.
Oh, yeah.
Rowdy Gaines, who's an Olympic champion, is going to race against Carlos. The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, will be his manager. And the one and only immortal Hulk Hogan will be with us next week. So that's all next Friday. Join us at the Rosen Plaza downtown. Right there by the Improv, actually. And Corey Holcomb is here. He'll be at the Improv. I drive, he'll be there all weekend long. And you normally around this time, Corey, we do this segment. People call it, and they tell their badass sports stories, some sports related. And so far this week, we had one guy that was in the showers, and he turned around and saw Charlton Heston naked. That was loosely sports related.
He was at a tennis tournament.
Yeah, another guy, he was going to catch a foul ball at a Mets game, and some kid punched him in the nards, and then grandma grabbed the ball. We had one guy that was played in college, and he got in one play, in one play, and he gets hit and knocked out, and his shoe knocked off. Turned out it was a guy named Bo Jackson,
that hit him.
which was great. And then the other one was a stupid John Madden story. Wow. But if you were going to play this this game, your best sports story. What's your best sports story in your life? Like where you came in contact with the
greatness,
or you were part of the greatness?
I won't say the guy's name. He was an NBA player.
Yeah.
And he made a bad decision with a wife. And they weren't getting along. They were arguing. So his wife left with me. And the only reason I did it because he was an NBA player. I'm going to score too. You know?
Oh, my God. No, Muggsy Bogues. It was Muggsy Bogues.
In the paint. That would have won for today for a badass sports story. Very good.
I want to say the name so bad, but I'm scared I might see him.
Is he still playing?
No.
Vernon Maxwell?
I'll say this. He used to play for the Bulls.
Are they still married?
Scotty.
No,
Ron
they're not
Mercer.
married.
You took Scotty's wife?
No, everybody else did, though, I heard.
It's got to be Bill Cartwright.
MJ?
No, not
Wait, but here's the deal.
Jim Paxson.
I wish MJ.
He probably already knows because she probably uses that as a card just to dig him. You
Well, I
know,
believe that she gets around. And
Yeah.
I shouldn't have taken that chance, but I did.
because he was in the NBA.
Right. Just in case I ever see him one day. I don't know why guys we're like that. If we get your girl, we just want to be like, hey, man, how you doing? I don't know. That's the bad part of me. I ain't going to lie. If I don't know you, I'll smash.
So Corey, you were in Cleveland last week performing, right?
Yeah.
Around the same time that the playoffs were going on?
Finals.
Oh, yeah.
Finals?
I got there. My first show was the day they won their first game, and the city was so happy.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt so bad for the city because I was like, you're going to lose the next one. The NBA, in my opinion, it's like it's rigged a little. The way they call the calls and all like that.
That game didn't help them, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they could have swept Cleveland this year because of Durant. It's just too much firepower. But the NBA knows how to regulate the way the whistle blows enough to give the team that they want to win that day the best possible chance they can win.
Well, think about this: how many millions of dollars does it do they make by going back? To
Exactly.
Figured it out, didn't they? It was like
did you hear that?
40 or $50 million?
It was $22 million.
Yeah.
If Golden State doesn't get Game 5 back in California, the franchise, they would have lost $22 million.
It's a reason you cannot say anything about the refs.
Right.
They don't want people thinking like that, especially the average person who just watches it on television.
Sure.
You can't say nothing about the refs, but I used to play basketball. I'm watching this. I'm like, this is a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
They did hit 24 threes, though. They did hit 24 threes.
They had a really good game, but trust me, it's the way the whistle blows a lot of times.
There was no flow to that game. There was a lot of stoppage.
There was a lot of whistles, yeah.
Are you more of an NBA fan, NFL? A little bit of everything?
I like all sports where things are moving. One day I tried to watch golf, and I'm like, I don't want to see another man walk and talk to another dude. Again, it's just too much walking and talking.
It's the U.S. Open weekend.
Stop
disrespecting.
I tried to like it. Even when Tiger was playing, I was like, no, it's just nothing.
Well, he's smashing. He's going
to hit that ball with the stick, huh? Yeah, okay.
Have you ever been to a tournament though? Have you ever been to one live? Because I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you go there and there's thousands of people and you're out in this field and everybody shuts the hell up and it's so quiet. There's something that is really exciting about it. I don't know what it is.
That's what happened with me with baseball.
Did it?
If you go to a baseball game, it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Especially watching the drunk people fight in the stands at some of these stadiums. You go to Chicago, you want to see a fight? You don't have to pay for the Floyd Mayweather fight.
Right.
Go to a White Sox game and watch those drunk guys in the stands. You're going to be like, wow.
You brought that up. That was big news yesterday. What's your thoughts on Mayweather taking on McGregor? Some people say, this is a farce, it's a joke. Other people, I was in a bar actually right next to Improv, and as soon as they announced it, all these white dudes, they couldn't wait. They're excited. What are your thoughts on the McGregor-Mayweather fight?
I'm always scared when Mayweather fights because he's older and I got to know him. You know, he was a fan of mine.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, one day he called my phone. I thought he was joking. I was like, really? This is you, Floyd? He was like, yeah, come go to the Clippers game with me. I was like, wow. So I go to the Clippers game.
How was it?
It was different. You go to the Clippers game with Floyd Mayweather. You know how people pay for all that expensive bad food? We were in the kitchen picking through it. The owner, what's that guy? He got fired or whatever? Yeah, he was like, hey, Floyd, come on in here. I was like, they're preparing food to take out there to people. We picking through it. I was like, okay, this is the real NBA experience right here. I'm in the kitchen with dirty nails.
And a guy
with the world champion.
with a guy worth $150 million.
Oh yeah, man. I was sitting on the floor, like the tickets. He was just passing them out to the people he know, and it was so funny because when I sat down, the people who had the good seats, they were just like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Because they want to know who you are.
Right. Very big.
I got to ask this question. Okay, so Floyd Mayweather just calls you because he's a fan, and he's like, hey, come to the game with me. Do you feel pressured that you got to make him laugh? Like, I'm a comedian. I guess I got to make the guy laugh. Did you feel that?
Nah, it was really just hanging out, getting to know him. He got to know me because, like he said, he was a fan, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
How was he? Was he cool?
He was mad cool, man.
That's what I've heard.
He's mad cool.
Yeah.
He's a very generous dude with people that he have in his circle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But now, do you understand why there are some people that just can't stand him because they feel like he brags too much and he's all about the money?
Floyd has said stuff on TV. I'm like, no, dude. Oh, he said it.
That's coming from you.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? This is what we was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
If you ever got to know him, you would see.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude, but I'm telling you, man, when that camera's on people, sometimes people put their foot in the mouth, man.
Yep.
But
you know what I'm saying?
also,
They're not ready for that spotlight.
Maybe he's smart enough to know that, hey, look, this is kind of a gimmick. I'm kind of, trying to.
That may be it too.
Look, the way to get great attention is to brag a lot like this and flash the money around. And I know what people are going to do because hell, I'm going to win when I go out, in the ring anyway.
But I don't know how big Conor McGregor is. See, Floyd one day he was
145.
I don't.
He weighs a little.
I gotta see him.
He weighs a little bit more. He's got bigger reach than Conor.
Sure.
He's younger than Mayweather, and he's a little bit heavier. But he's not the world champion for so many years.
Well, Floyd told me I'll never lose to a little guy. He said it. I'll never. Those little guys, I'll never lose.
Well, it got it.
That's why I don't know how big Conor McGregor is.
His defense is so good it doesn't matter. It was a big. We have a poker tournament on Thursday nights. We had one last night where this whole fight was like a big part of the conversation, and everybody was like, "Look, man. I mean, professionals at the height of their career could hit this guy twice a round. What makes you think a guy who's like leans on grappling as part of his fighting skills is going to land one punch on this dude?"
Sugar Shane at his prime could knock the hell. They said he's one of the hardest punchers. He knocked the hell out of Mayweather, and he didn't go down.
Yeah,
you got to tell me Conor McGregor hits harder than him or Pacquiao.
He'll never get a clean punch.
Just hit him at all.
I couldn't believe when Floyd beat Canelo because he had me at the flight. I was like, "Wow, that's a big dude."
And a young
he was
Canelo.
He was bigger than Floyd. That's why I'm like, I don't know how he gets those W's, but he always wins.
So okay, you guys go to the game. You go to the game together. You hang out. You watch the whole entire game, or do you leave early?
No, we watch the whole game.
All right. And then when it's time to go home, do you shake his hand and nice to
well,
meet you, or
they
give him a
went to
hug?
party. They went to party to this club. But I learned this in my career. You do not go to parties with people. Only go to parties with people that you know real good.
Why?
Because things happen at parties, man.
Like what? What do you mean?
Fights.
Oh.
Have you ever been around somebody who's a really nice person, and then when they get drunk, they turn into the devil?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, my God.
Corey,
We got a guy here.
not familiar with that, Corey.
Corey, you could be in a room full of them right now.
Oh, man. I've been in situations where I'm out with friends at parties, and they turn into different people once they had a couple of drinks because one of my best friends always likes to fight the biggest dude in the party. I'm like, I'm not going with you no more. I'm not doing this. I'm glad to be alive.
So are you a happy drunk? You loving drunk?
I'm mellow. I'm one of them guys just lay back and look at everybody with that stupid smile. You know what I mean? But alcohol affects certain people differently. So I don't go to parties with people. I'm like, no.
So Floyd Mayweather invited you to go to the party, and you were like, I don't want to go to party. I don't know you that well. Or
I didn't say it like that. I just was like, no, y'all go ahead, man. But thanks, man. Man, love. Because but it's not like somebody's going to beat us up because I think Floyd has the biggest bodyguards in the game.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
And they mad cool. Them guys, they mad cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They,
big ass, deep ass voice.
right. Hey, what up, Corey?
I don't
Look like the aliens on Space Jam. Really, man. I'm sick.
by the way, Corey Holcomb here with us. He's going to be at the Improv all weekend. Just here.
How do people react to Mayweather when he's out and around and the camera's on him? Because we only get the perspective of seeing how people react to him just by seeing snippets of him, whether he's working in the ring doing his thing. But when he's out just walking around, is it respect to Floyd or is there a little hate?
I've never seen hate. When people see him, they're all like, "Hey, it's Floyd," and he
That's
doesn't
a different
drink.
level of famous, isn't
He
it?
doesn't drink?
He doesn't drink anything.
Oh, really?
mean, people around him may have a drink, but he's very disciplined with what he does. I believe that's why he's had the staying power. He'll have all that
Took
stuff
good care
around
of
him, but he
himself.
won't touch it.
It's funny you should mention that because that's one of the other things. People think that he hasn't been training. Floyd, even though he retired, never stopped training. He's been in the ring so many hours a day, even when he retired. So that ring rust that people talk about, it's not going to be that important on his end because he hasn't stopped.
Yeah, I mean, that guy, he has mad discipline
You stay in
from what
contact?
I saw.
Stay in contact with him?
I don't. When I have guys' numbers that blow my mind, I don't take advantage of it that much.
I know, yeah.
Because I don't want to be that guy. I want you to be happy to see me. I want to be. Who's that? Corey again? Oh,
Damn, he just texted me again.
So who's like the all of a sudden you reach this level of fame and you're doing your thing. Who's like the person you wanted to meet the most that you were like completely starstruck by?
Well, I don't know. Look, when you live in L.A., you just see these people. But one day at the comedy club, Eddie Murphy walked up to me, Corey Holcomb. I was like, he knows me? That's cool. Wow.
But you're really good friends
cool?
with...
It was mad cool, man.
Aren't you good friends with Kevin Hart?
Yeah. Kevin Hart was my man. He had me out on the road with him all the time. You know what I mean?
And once you have a friend that's that famous, isn't it kind of almost assumed that if you're friends with them, that you're kind of cool with everybody? Is it not like that?
A lot of people don't know how cool I am with Kevin.
Oh, really?
I saw it all happen. I was there when Kevin first moved to L.A. I saw it all happen and turn into this big, wonderful thing. And I got mad love for him because everybody around him eats well. You know what I mean? He's one of those superstars that takes care of his people. If you're in his circle, like guys who I know were out there doing bad for a while, they got houses in L.A. now.
Yep. That's one of our favorite stories is because, we've been doing this for 25 years. We've been on the station doing this. And improv, we've been working for a long time. And Kevin Hart is one of the guys that would come in to promote his shows. And the best hustler, I mean, he was making flyers to go take out and begging people to come see him. And this was when we didn't know who he was, He's
a hard worker.
Hard-working guy and a super nice guy. Yeah.
Well deserved for sure.
Yeah. Hey, so you said something funny during the break. I asked you, hey, anything coming up that you want to promote? And you're like, man, I'm just making a lot of money selling women's clothes. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what, the women stay over your house and you sell their clothes?
Buy this tank top. Buy this tank top.
Like, what do you mean women's clothes?
I mean, I sell T-shirts after the show, and my T-shirts are really edgy. And I see a lot of guys, they want to buy the shirt, but their wife is like, no, you can't have that shirt. Like, Corey, it's not worth it. I'm sorry.
What's one of the edgy shirts that a guy would want to buy that doesn't buy because his wife is watching?
Can you say it?
I got so many. I got a shirt that says "Practice safe sex because pregnant girlfriends destroy marriages." Those type of shirts.
Goodness.
You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of guys want to buy the shirt, but they you know how it is. They don't want to argue about the shirt all night, so they'll just be like, "I'll see you next time, Corey."
Well, listen, Corey Holcomb is going to be at the Improv all weekend. Always a pleasure when you come in.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Please come back next year when you come to Orlando, okay?
Okay, I will.
Good seeing you. All right, when we come back, we need your badass sports stories. It's the final day of badass sports stories to see if you can win those tickets to go try to kick a goal past Dirty Jim and myself at the Camping World Stadium. So the last badass sports story is happening next. You're listening to the Monsters of the Morning.
There are men, and there are giants. Bass and stills in the building, flash the camera. I'ma drop the hammer. Things done changed, the hip hop isn't it, Bob?